Good morning. This is the Great Basin Fire Potential Briefing for Sunday, August 16th. On the impact map, quite a bit. First, the outer layer here in the purple, record heat across most of the Great Basin today, tomorrow, through Tuesday. And then these dotted areas across the western Great Basin are dry lightning in red, a mix of dry and wet lightning in the yellow. And you see this area starts in western Nevada, expands into Idaho as we go into late Sunday into Monday. Lingers into Tuesday, so lightning and heat both on the agenda for the next couple of days. Winds overall will be light, but in the vicinity of these thunderstorms, strong outflow boundaries of 50 miles per hour briefly possible. Over the past 24 hours, on the right-hand side, you can see just a handful of strikes here in western Nevada, a bit more up in northern Nevada. A ton of lightning occurring in the coastal areas of northern California right now. Precipitation, a lot of this is just radar estimated not reaching the ground, but that was yesterday's activity. Initial attack overall fairly light. New fire starts in the red, existing or recent fires in the yellow. Precipitation here on the left-hand side, the past 7 days, bone dry, just a few hundredths of an inch here or there. And in relation to normal, on the right-hand side, you see most areas anywhere from 0 to 10% of their normal precipitation for mid-August. Did have some data outages on some of our raw stations, but those stations that did come in were near record levels in the purple, otherwise 90th to 96% in many areas, even approaching the 80% area in some of the higher terrain of Idaho. A look at 100-hour fuels, you can see this red area at or below 5%, basically as low as 100-hour fuels tend to go, and you see this area in the red, and just a fraction higher than that in the gold. Looking at some of our ERC values in areas that we're expecting lightning here in the northern Sierra front, you could see that we are above normal for this time of year, between normal and record levels. Same for the Lahontan Basin, actually above normal and close to just below record dry levels. And because of the lack of the monsoon down in Great Basin PSA 34, down towards the Fish Lake National Forest and towards the Dixie as well, you can see those ERCs at record levels because of the lack of moisture that normally occurs this time of year. Live fuel moisture observations just came in just outside of Reno. Warm Springs coming in at about 60%. Keep in mind, anything below 100% in the sagebrush correlates with extreme fire behavior. And in Tule Valley in western Utah, you can see that they are at record levels, somewhere in the upper 40% range for sagebrush, as low as it goes. Satellite imagery, you can see here, we do have moisture pushing up from the south. That is subtropical moisture causing lightning in California, and also some moisture already in western Nevada. And this moisture plume will expand across the Great Basin later today. So looking at the upper level map on the right hand side, you can see these areas of moisture through here that's in California over this morning, pushing into western Nevada this afternoon. That's why we have high risk for lightning. Good portion of western Nevada, and that's also correlating with southern Oregon. Elsewhere, extremely hot and dry. On the left-hand side, you can see the precipitation where we expect some of that lightning activity here on the left. On the right, winds overall fairly light, maybe 10-20 miles per hour in these darker green circles, but in these purple areas, these are brief, gusty outflow boundaries of over 30 or 40 miles per hour. Temperature-wise, you can see some of these temperatures: 98 in Reno, 102 in Elko, 101 in Salt Lake, 102 in Boise. You see humidity levels as well, low teens up north, single digits in the south. Now tomorrow, the risk for lightning here on the right-hand side expands into parts of western Idaho, and you can see that on the left-hand side, that moisture field also pushing northwards. Elsewhere, hot and dry. Areas that did have some lightning the previous 2 days will see some moistening of their fuels on the surface, so we don't have high-risk concerns there for the moment. Again, here is the precipitation map for tomorrow. You can see some scatterings through here. You can see additional precipitation up here in the mountains of western and central Idaho. Again, light winds except in the vicinity of thunderstorms. And again, those temperatures: 103 in Elko, 105 Salt Lake, 103 Boise. Again, so extremely hot, especially the northern areas getting much hotter than normal. And of course, Vegas at 113 is their normal hotness. Again, single-digit humidity to low teens in most areas. And on Tuesday, we still have high risk for lightning up in Idaho. You can see that moisture still rotating through those northern areas. Still hot and dry in most other areas, recovering briefly with some precip and cloud cover in northwestern Nevada. Scattering of precipitation here on the left indicates where we expect some isolated to scattered lightning in parts of Idaho. Again, wind field overall fairly light. Starting to pick up a little bit, maybe 20 miles per hour or so across northwest Nevada and parts of Idaho. Otherwise, it's the brief outflow boundaries that are the concern. 3-day precipitation totals overall not expected to be too heavy. And Wednesday, again, we're under this high pressure ridge. It's almost considered a dirty ridge of high pressure because there's lots of mid to upper level moisture trapped in. So we continue to see the possibility of lightning across parts of the Great Basin, across western Nevada, eastern Nevada, and western Utah, going up into parts of Idaho as well on Wednesday. And a lightning threat on Thursday across eastern and southern areas as now moisture out of Arizona and New Mexico starts to slide into our southern areas. So lightning the next couple of days before we finally start drying out Friday. See on the left-hand side this drier air pushing in. Our PSA start drying out, and that trend continues into Saturday, but still under high pressure. Probably the hottest weather of the year over the next 7 days. 7-day precip totals not much different from the first 3 days. Again, the deep monsoon stays well to the south. And 8 to 14, the outlook shows continued above normal temperatures across most of the Great Basin, especially southern areas, and below normal precip for southern areas, near normal, which isn't much for our northern areas. This concludes our broadcast. Have a great day.